our goal right from sort of the early days of this project was to be there as the project was rolling out, to understand the process of the rollout. Again, that's a huge undertaking in of itself. And then in the long term to measure the socioeconomic impact of the UID project. So is it actually going to benefit the people who are at the margins of society, who are poor? And what is the welfare gains that we can sort of establish, that we can link from the UID project? So we commissioned a very large-scale survey. We worked with the National Council for Applied Economic Research in Delhi, which is a highly reputed organization, and we went to 514,000 households in India, covering both rural and urban areas. So it's actually a truly representative random sample of the country, and therefore we can draw some inferences that are pretty significant. And that started giving us some idea as to, okay, is there any linkage between the lack of identity and financial inclusion, for example? I think what we can say is that the targeting is being done in a way that it's effective, and it's effective towards the people who are the ones who need this the most, right? So almost all the current enrollments have people who have gotten UID have an annual income of $2,000 or less. Okay, so these are people. These are not the wealthy, right? So that's, I think we can credit the organization for getting its initial targeting right. Right now, what has to happen is the applications have to develop. So the banks, the financial institutions, the government entities have to create the plumbing to take their current systems and UID enable them. If things go as planned in terms of enrollment, we're going to expect about 300 million people that are going to move from having only non-portable IDs to having a UID in the next. I'm talking about in the next 6 to 8 months, right? That's huge, because these are potentially 300 million new customers for banks, for other entities that want to access them. Mobile operators, for example, in India, it's a law now. Unless your identity is established, it's a know your customer norm. You cannot even have a mobile phone, okay? It's for national security, basically, so you have to have that. So these people can get access to mobile phones, they can get access to phones. So 300 new people who will be part of the economic institutions, the social institutions, and I think that will enable two things. One, it should have a welfare impact on them, and two, even these people they will get better access to government services, right? So that leakage that I was talking about, that 40% leakage in the delivery of welfare schemes, that will go down. That should have a pretty significant effect on the exchequer.